Wasn't that delicious?
So good.
Your bill, ladies?
I got it. No,
I got it.
Seriously, I insist. I insisted first.
Oh, don't be silly.
You don't be silly.
People with the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card prefer to pay because they earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors for it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
No!
The Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card. Visit wellsfargo.com/activecash. Terms apply.
With comprehensive reports on local schools you won't find anywhere else, Homes.com is the only place to find the in-depth info home shoppers want. Very in-depth info. Curious about where a school ranks in the state? Look no further. Percentage of teachers in their first or second year? We've got it. Lowest student-teacher ratio? No problem. The best cafeteria lunch in the district for your 9-year-old food blogger? Would it surprise you if we said yes? Homes.com. We've done your homework.
Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where two friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
Chug lo mein and smoothies.
It's a lo mein and smoothie kind of day over here. It's also noon.
You're lucky that your stomach will allow you to eat solids today.
I'm not envious of your health today, if I'm
Or
being
just
honest.
in general. Let's be real.
You're not wrong.
You're not thriving.
Your vessel is, well, your husk.
A lot. My husk. My dusty husk.
Ouch, my husk.
Ouch, my husk.
I really want to incorporate husk into some merch. It's the grossest word.
Well,
It paints a picture.
I need my kernels are up here shirt immediately. Hey,
Nobody voted for that.
I don't care. I don't
I
care.
voted for it.
We are also going to make that shirt or something. I need something with that on. Hey,
Kernels are up here.
kernels up here. Cornhusk Man is the greatest gift to mankind.
Thank you, Nebraska.
God bless. I'll never forget.
Okay. I'm Lucy.
Oh, I'm Amanda.
Whatever. You already know that.
Oh,
Oh my God. Today we have a very special gals pick.
yeah.
I don't remember specifically why we chose this, but it had to be done.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have a lot of pent up energy.
Probably in response to my many conspiracy theories that I get real deep into. Probably helped.
Yes. It was your 3 a.m. Reddit searches. And we'll fucking get to the Reddit because
There's always a
today-
Reddit.
there's always Reddit. And now that I'm becoming proficient,
Yep. Proud of you.
today we will be discussing red pill crimes.
Y'all, my pairing for this is unhinged and intense.
I think this whole episode is going to be kind of fucking intense.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
sort of
you
an
watched-
intense topic.
You watched Adolescence, right? With that British series on Netflix. It was like 5
Yes.
episodes with that young boy.
Yes. Where every episode is one fucking take.
Basically, yeah, shot in that style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
you want to get
actor
into unreal, unbelievable performance. I think that was his first acting job,
That's almost scary.
but it's really it definitely shines a light on. And I know we're gonna get into this, but like the red pill thing has been so memeified, and like it's very applicable to so many different things, like conspiracy theories and government shit and misogyny and incel culture, and like all of this stuff can be under the umbrella of the whole red pill thing. But like white male youth and the red pill culture and the misogyny and the white supremacy and the violence and like the pipelines that they fall down on like fucking YouTube shit, it's really scary.
And the ways in which it's like intellectualized.
Yeah, and to normalize it and disconnect you from like the emotional response of, oh, I shouldn't feel this way.
and just the morality of the whole fucking point.
Oh, God. It's a lot.
It's a lot. And I was telling Amanda right before we started recording, I had to like step away to stop reading articles about this because it's everywhere, and rightfully so. It's been very criticized, analyzed. There's information and books and all sorts of stuff about it all over the place. And
I'm honestly
it's
so
really
glad
interesting
that you do the like background, because I
couldn't stop.
I wouldn't be able to stop. I would never be able to record on time, and I'd be a lunatic.
Yeah, that's pretty much sums me up.
You handle it well.
I still have on my laptop like 3 different tabs open with articles that I didn't even get to that I'm gonna read after we're done recording.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get into this. So let's just fucking get into this. Amanda, what is our wine crime pairing for red pill crimes?
Well, if you want a cocktail that requires a lot of work, have I got one for you?
Are we like mixing something in advance?
Oh, honey. It's beyond anything you could have possibly imagined. And
Well,
it's
fits
incredible. It's called the Matrix Negroni. 1 cocktail, 2 flavors.
Oh, for God's sakes. Okay.
This is, as I said, involved.
A man invented this.
Oh, yeah. So if you decide to make this, I require being tagged in your video content documenting the process. Because I was like, I found this cocktail and I was like, oh, okay, this is doable. Oh my God, that's so much work. But the end result is cool. Okay, so you start with, well, no, you do your prep beforehand, but that's not the order that I'm going to read this in. So the base cocktail is pretty simple. This is for the Matrix Negroni base cocktail. 1.25 ounces of gin. They recommend Plymouth gin. 1 ounce of homemade Blanco vermouth, or you can just buy vermouth. They do offer a Blanco vermouth recipe. It's like just store-bought is fine. 0.25 ounces of dry vermouth, 2 dashes of grapefruit bitters, and 2 drops of saline solution for a little salt.
Like Visine?
I guess.
No, don't drink
Don't
Visine.
do that. No, don't do that. It'll give you the
gives
shits.
diarrhea.
It'll give you the shits.
But like contact solution.
Sure. Add all the ingredients into a mixing glass and stir well to chill and dilute. Pour over a large ice cube in an old-fashioned glass, and then you peel like a chunk, big floppy peel of orange. You express it or like squeeze it over the top, and then you lay it across the whole glass. So it creates like a little platform.
It's a layer.
So now we get to the incorporation of a red pill and a blue pill.
Oh my God.
So to make the blue pill, you take an ounce of Suze, which is like a French bitters aperitif, kind of like, I can never remember what this shit is. There are these little like dive bars will often have them, these little like German aperitif bitter liquors that are like lower alcohol, but then you can like collect them. And if you collect enough of them, they send you like a truck display case. I don't know. Somebody is screaming that knows what they're called.
I've never heard of that before.
I bet Corey knows what I'm talking about. I'll text him. So 1 ounce of Suze, 10 grams of sugar, 0.3 grams of citric acid.
This is ridiculous.
5 grams of gelatin powder, 3 drops of saline solution, and blue food coloring.
Oh, for God's sakes.
So you put the Suze and gelatin powder in a pan, you mix it with a spoon, you leave it to, quote, bloom for about 10 minutes, like bubble a little bit.
Oh.
Then add everything else, stir and heat up so the sugar and acid dissolve. Do not let it boil. It can simmer but not boil. When you have a hot, clear liquid, prepare a pipette and a mold or a small cutting board so that you can get a mold that looks like a pill.
This is
Fill molds with the liquid and place them in the freezer for a couple of hours or overnight. After that, you should have a nice, firm Suze gummy candy. Sugar and acid are there to balance the gummy candy, so it's good on its own as well as with the drink. You can also coat the gummy candy with powdered sugar for easier handling, especially if it doesn't set exactly the way you want it and the outside is a little bit sticky.
Okay.
For the red pill, it is almost the same exact process. You just, instead of Suze, you use Campari, which is red, an ounce of Campari. And you don't need food coloring because the Campari is red. So that's how you end up with the red pill. When you serve the cocktail, you place the gummy pill options on the orange peel. There's a photo on the drive that you can look. It's beautiful.
My God.
I know.
It is beautiful.
It's gorgeous, but like, at what cost?
Seriously.
So you place them on the orange peel that you've laid across the glass. If the drinker eats the blue pill while sipping, you'll get a Negroni Bianco. And if you eat the red pill while sipping, the cocktail turns into a Cardinal, which is like a 1950s version of the classic Negroni. If the drinker foregoes either pill, the drink will taste similar to a classic martini.
What if you want both pills?
I mean, there's no description of what happens when you take both pills.
It
so
explodes.
Someone's gonna have to do it and find out. But is that not the most insane?
Can you imagine? Okay, so obviously, and according to the picture, it looks like this was made like at a bar for some promotional event.
They
for
definitely made the
Matrix
gummies like in advance.
Movie. I'm saying it's like a promotional for like the Matrix, which means some poor fucks had to make this dozens of times.
Well,
you do the gummies in advance, of course.
Do the gummies in advance, and then the base cocktail is really just a martini. Like I think as a pretty seasoned bartender would actually be able to whip that up pretty quickly. It's the background, the behind the scenes prep of making those fucking gummies. Peeling an orange is annoying, but
like a half of an orange peel.
Yeah, and the orange peel has to be substantial enough to be able to drape all the way across the glass and be a table for your pills. It's unbelievable. I kind of want to make it. I might have to do like
all of these things.
Or I have to connect with people that have a much more robust bar than I do. And then all I really have to buy is some of the gelatin and gummy stuff.
My sister has a lot of weird shit like that.
I should text her and then get super stoned at her house and have her record me making these. That's
a great idea.
Yeah. Blaze cocktailing with Mandy. Anyway.
And while you were reading it out, I thought the most ridiculous aspect would be add this vermouth. Here's a recipe for vermouth.
No,
make your own.
Not the most ridiculous element of the cocktail.
No, it was the two different gummy candies.
That you made yourself.
You
could just take a shortcut and just get a bag of Sour Patch Kids and suck on one red one while you're drinking it, or suck on one blue one while you're drinking it.
Absolutely.
Cut corners.
That's all the corners.
That's the American way.
That's been the lesson so far today.
You know what I'm going to take home from this? Cut corners.
I want shit to be round. We're cutting every corner.
It's a circle. There's no corner in sight. Anyway, if you make this, please tag me, because get your chemistry set out, mad scientists. The Matrix cocktail.
Don't forget your protective eyewear.
Please. Anyway, cheers. Back to my smoothie.
Cheers.
I'm not fucking making that. Someone will.
Yeah, you know what's easier than that? Opening a Coke.
Yeah, and pouring in a little bit of Captain. Done. You don't even need a glass. Just take a big sip of the Coke and then pour it into the can. Swirl it around. You got yourself a pool drink.
And that's how you do it.
We're not fancy here at Wine and Crime. All right. Let's take a quick break to take a bite of lo mein and chug some smoothie and hear a word from our sponsors. Unless, of course, you are an Uncorked subscriber, and then you're just going to gloss right over those dirty bits, and get right back to the content.
Yeah, let's do it.
Come join us. I actually just got a really cute video that I have to send you of Beans, my cat, playing with Blanche, my rabbit.
No!
I gave them some yard time in the basement. They were chasing each other around. It is so stinking cute. I love my pets so much. It's not a hierarchy, but let's be real, especially my cats. And especially Beans. They really don't ask for much. And they're not even like, they're not super picky about their food, but that means that like I have to be more mindful about what I'm feeding them. You know what I mean? So honestly, our next partner here has made a big impact on the most important people in my life, my cats.
Yeah, I went through probably a 6-year period at least of cleaning up vomit.
Always.
Every day. Every single day. And Smalls has gotten me out of that pattern, and I could not be more grateful. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients that you're going to find in your fridge, and it's delivered straight to your door. That's why Cats.com named Smalls their best overall cat food. It's no joke. They have so many different flavors. I get Ray a beautiful variety pack. Every shipment, it comes every 3 weeks. I can go into my account. I can pick out whatever flavors I know he likes. There's a couple that I know he doesn't love, so I avoid those. Throw in a couple freeze-dried bags of treats.
Yeah.
Some broth to make the soupies.
The broth is honestly the best because we always, my husband loves to make the cats what he calls soup, and they like meow for it and go completely nuts. And before that was just like whatever wet food and then water, but now we can use the Smalls wet food with the Smalls broth, and they are like launched into the stratosphere of joy.
Oh my God. It's so great. Smalls was started back in 2017 by a couple of guys home cooking cat food in small batches for their friends. They saw the gap in the market.
Yeah.
A few short years later, they've served millions of meals to kitties across the U.S. Other cat food brands know that they need fresh protein in every meal, but they choose to put their wallets first. They fill their food with mysterious meat byproducts, artificial flavoring, preservatives with like multiple like X's and Y's in the name. Like, it's not natural.
I can't pronounce that.
Smalls is the opposite. After switching to Smalls, 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvements, and that is a huge deal. The vomiting for me, oh my God. And also I know that Ray's getting like a variety of food that he likes it. It's fresh. It tastes more natural to him. The team at Smalls is so confident that your cat will love their product that you can try it risk-free. That means that they will refund you if your cat won't eat their food.
Yeah, for real. You have nothing to lose. So for a limited time only, because you're a Wine and Crime listener, you can get 60% off your first Smalls order plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/gals. That's 60% off when you head to smalls.com/gals plus free shipping. Again, that's smalls.com/gals. This episode of Wine and Crime is brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies.
Try it at progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states. Prices are going up these days on just about everything.
Yeah, it's great.
It's not the best. And that means that dealing with money and like looking at your balance and like, you know, moving stuff around, that can be really stressful to the point where you just don't want to look at it. Put your head in the sand. That's also not great. Trying to manage subscriptions, track your spendings, and cutting costs can feel super overwhelming. Luckily, Rocket Money can relieve some of that stress and help you feel confident and like more in control of the financial decisions that you make.
Rocket Money is our girl, let me tell you. And let's tell you a little bit more about her, okay? Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Honestly, it is really daunting and scary, especially when you're like living paycheck to paycheck to manage your finances. And Rocket Money really makes it super easy. It shows you all of your expenses in one place, including subscriptions you may have forgotten about. If you see a subscription that you no longer want or need, Rocket Money can help you cancel it. Their dashboard is so easy to use. It lays out your total financial picture, including bill due dates and pay dates, like things that regularly come out of your accounts. It'll let you know, like, hey, this is coming up. And it does it in a way that's easy to digest, and you can even automatically create custom budgets based on your past spending to help you save for goals that you're working toward. Maybe you want to get a house. Maybe you want to go on a nice vacation. Maybe you want to get a car. Rocket Money can analyze your accounts and find the best time each month to put extra money aside. Rocket Money also will try to negotiate lower bills for you. Okay, this is key. The app automatically scans your bills to find opportunities to save, and then it can get to work to get you better deals. They'll even talk to customer service so that you don't have to. You get alerts if your bills go up in price, if there's unusual activity in your accounts. I've had my identity stolen like 3 times. Thank God for Rocket Money. They're like,
Once
girl.
like yesterday.
Oh, I know. Somebody made an account and I got some calls. But like, this is such a great way to just keep an eye on everything. So if you're close to going over budget, and like, even when you're doing a great job, you'll get these alerts. It's like, oh girl, you're getting a little tight. Or, oh girl, you're doing awesome this month. I love that positive reinforcement. Rocket Money's 5 million members have saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, with members saving up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features.
Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/gals today. That's rocketmoney.com/gals, rocketmoney.com/gals.
Lucy!
Yes.
Hi, what do you have for us? I'm scared for red pill crimes. Should I take an extra one of my blue pills, which is Zoloft?
You really might need to.
I'm blue pilled nightly,
I'm blue
50
pilled.
milligrams.
I'm red pilled. I just took some Advil before this.
Oh,
Like a dusty red.
yeah.
A burnt sienna.
Yeah, you're more burnt sienna pilled. You're fine.
I'm fine. So I would like to open with this fabulous first line from one of the articles. It's from The Guardian. Article opens with this. How shitty are men really? The question hung in the air, invisible but omnipresent, like the smell of a garbage fire from a nearby town.
Immaculate writing. That is stunning. Stunning.
Some journalists really just take it.
They go for it.
Take it to the next level.
I love it.
So the red pill thing comes from the 1999 movie The Matrix. Ever heard of it?
Yes.
In the film, protagonist Neo is offered a choice of 2 pills. If he takes the blue pill, he will continue to exist in the world as he knows it, which is actually a simulation controlled by multiple sentient machines who have enslaved humanity and is using it as a power source.
Mm-hmm.
You're plugged in, you're naked, you're floating in liquid in an egg with billions of other naked baldies floating in eggs around you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if he takes the red pill, he will be released into the real world where the curtain is pulled back and the truth is revealed.
Mm-hmm.
So our hero, Lawrence Fishburne, this is my Lawrence Fishburne impression. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe.
Simba.
You
I
take
am
the
your
red
father.
pill. You stay in Wonderland and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
What pill
Rabbit
do you
hole,
think
by the
you would
way.
take?
Huh?
What pill do you think you would take?
Oh, I would float. I'd wake up in my bed and believe whatever I want.
I
would float in that
all
egg.
day.
I don't care. I am blue through and through.
Yeah.
True blue.
Fair enough. I feel like I selfishly would want to take the blue pill, but my mania wouldn't allow me to. I'd
You
have
have
to
FOMO.
know. Yeah, my
It would
terminal
be a
FOMO.
I'm sticking my head right back in the hole.
In the sand.
Yes.
Bye, bitch. Y'all
I'm
deal with
fine.
this.
I
This is
mean,
above my pay grade.
look where it got Neo.
Listen,
I mean, I think he saved the world or some
Yeah,
shit.
pretty
I don't know.
far.
I've only ever seen the first one.
there's a lot.
Rabbit hole was my word a day email the other day,
Oh,
and it is from Alice in Wonderland.
cute.
In the manosphere, those who have been red-pilled see the world as it really is, understanding the so-called real nature of women's behavior and dating preferences.
Oh.
As researchers Megan Kelly, different Megan Kelly, Alex DeBranco, and Julia DeCook write, quote, red pillars awaken to the truth that socially, economically, and sexually, men are at the whims of women's and feminists' power and desires.
Sure. Okay. Yep, we're in control.
Yeah,
For
along with
sure.
George Soros, which is a different pill. We'll
Yep.
get to it. So what's with the pill analogy? I get that it's from the Matrix. I mean, I guess that's kind of where it...
Yeah, that's where it comes from.
Yeah, so this is from the ADL. Pills feature prominently in the online chat rooms and forums dedicated to right-wing extremism. These are not actual pharmaceuticals. Instead, each pill sends a message about a person's level of dedication to an extremist ideology or cause. So are they just beginning to learn about an ideology, or have they progressed further to embrace a nihilistic, potentially violent mindset? While online posts about these so-called pills can help outside audiences gauge individuals' states of mind, they are primarily used as a shorthand within extremist groups' internal conversations.
It's really crazy. There are creators that talk about this who are much smarter than me, but like the memification of such important and scary shit like this, it has like benefits in the like quick and easy understanding of like what that means on a surface level, but I feel like it also has some pretty severe consequences that sort of like not only normalize but almost like mute the impact.
They soften
the impact of like how dangerous and violent this line of thinking can really become.
And the language of red pill forums and the people who think like this is really like specific, and we'll get to it.
Yeah, it's like their own code. They can speak to each other and understand each other. It's freaking me out.
As we're getting to, this shorthand is critically important as today's extremist movements largely operate online. From the incel movement to the alt-right, many subcultures are born online, and members use the internet as their primary method of contact and radicalization. This means group belonging is demarcated by language and nomenclature rather than the uniforms and marches that defined earlier extremist groups.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Now,
it's
if you
identifying
get the
each
jargon,
other.
You're in the in-group, yeah.
Earlier groups, and most subcultures in general, maintained their own language to establish and solidify a sense of group belonging. But for some of these more recently established groups, coded language is vital. It's used for everything from explaining how far one might be willing to go in the name of an extremist cause to weeding out interlopers and spies.
Wow. It's like in Inglourious Bastards when he holds up 3 fingers like this instead of like this.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the guy clocks that he's not German.
That movie is just a ball of nerves. It's really good, but like I'm just tense 100% of the time. The people hiding under the floors and the guy and that actor, he's so fucking scary.
Yeah.
And he's walking around, his boots are like just right over them.
So scary.
I have chills. Okay, so it's not just red pills. They have other colors of pills, which we'll get to.
Oh, okay.
We've got a red and a blue, but there are like at least a half a dozen other colors or
that
types
mean
of pills.
different like awakenings or conspiracy understandings or whatever. Okay.
Exactly. Where red-pilled incels are not happy about their place in society, they believe that there are ways out of inceldom, including working out, plastic surgery, and a host of dubious self-improvement strategies. Whereas black-pilled incels believe that their situation is permanent and inescapable. In a black-pilled world, the sexual marketplace, disgusting, is governed exclusively by genetics. So you either got it or you don't. A man is either attracted to the opposite sex or he is not, and no amount attractive to the opposite sex, not attracted. And no amount of self-improvement can change this. This is where the incel movement takes on characteristics of a death cult.
Yeah.
Taking the black pill leaves a person with relatively few options. There are a lot of acronyms, but they're kind of peppered in before I actually get to explaining the acronyms. Giving up, or in incel parlance, LDAR, which stands for lie down and rot.
Ooh.
Suicide, because incel forums are filled with suicidal fantasies and threats, as well as encouraging comments to those considering suicide. And also what they call going ER. ER stands for Elliot Rogers. that guy who killed the 6 people. He went on the fucking rampage in California.
Oh my God. Oh.
And you can picture his fucking face.
Well, it's so insidious too, because like it would be very easy for, say, a young boy feeling some type of way about girls or, you know, new fucking puberty, and like your brain isn't developed and it's all fucked up, and you are trying to understand why you feel this way, and then you find yourself in a forum where you think you're going to get some support from people who also understand.
And they're like, no, you should just kill yourself.
You should just kill yourself, or you should shoot up. You should be a mass shooter.
Well, Elliot Rodgers did kill himself after he killed 6 other people.
Right. Oh, God.
But not before writing a 141-page manifesto. We'll talk more about that fucker here in a minute. So we've got blue pills, red pills, black pills, which is the death cult one.
Yeah.
Then we have, by the way, just blanket fucking trigger warning for this whole episode. I feel like that doesn't need to be said, but
yeah, I mean, we talk about dark shit. It's a true crime show. It's not for everybody, but
there is,
you know, we got to talk about it.
Oh my God. So the pills aren't only colors. There is a pill known as the rape pill. This is a term used within a subset of the incel community whose members identify as rape cells. They believe all sexual interaction between men and women is, or at least should be, coercive. Because according to their logic, if a man takes a woman sexually, violently, then that is demonstrating to her, albeit subconsciously, that he is forceful and he can take control and protect her.
Yeah. Oh, God. Y'all, no.
Then we have something called the siege pill. A siege-pilled person embraces violent acts of terror to accelerate the impending race war.
Oh, Lord.
And the siege pill, the name comes from, there was like a white supremacist neo-Nazi. I don't remember his name. Don't care to say it out loud. He had some kind of newsletter called The Siege. So that's what that comes from.
Yeah, to whip up fear and anxiety around a race war and like, what, the white genocide and shit. Yeah, it's fucking insane.
We also have green pills, which is radical or extreme, like eco stuff. One term used was eco-fascism.
Okay.
We've got a white pill. I don't particularly know what that really meant. A bread pill, which is embracing Christian values.
Okay.
An iron pill, which is like working out all the time. The dog pill, which is the belief that women would rather sleep with dogs than with them, the men, you know. And the reverse, we've got the reverse dog pill, which this is so fucking stupid, the way it just keeps going. The reverse dog pill is people who say, well, if women would rather sleep with dogs than with me, then maybe I will also start sleeping with dogs. It's so stupid, I'm telling you. There's pills.
These pipelines are absolutely absurd.
And
like,
a lot of them are absurd, but some people take them seriously enough that they're they're things.
Yeah. But how people get from, oh, I'm not getting laid to, I guess I'll start fucking dogs since girls would rather fuck dogs than fuck me.
Yeah.
Is a leap that I don't think I'll ever be able to understand.
No.
And I don't.
You might be manic. This
to understand.
This
is like depraved. This is like deep, disturbed, deeply troubled thought processes.
It's antisocial.
Yeah, but like beyond.
The most disturbing one to me is called the JB pill, which stands
Justin
for
Bieber?
jailbait.
Oh, yuck.
I'm not going to expound on that any further.
I don't think you need to. I think we know. Yep.
So at the heart of red pilling is incel ideology. I found a really interesting article about where the concept of incels came from. Because it's, lonely, depressed young men who aren't getting laid
That's existed
have
probably
always
for a
been
long
a
time.
thing.
Yeah, but then how they
Giving it a
essentially like
name.
unionized.
Yeah. Giving it a name and putting them into an online forum did happen at a particular point in time.
Okay.
And it was sort of instigated by a very surprising type of person. So this is back in 1997. There was a woman living in Toronto. Her name was Alana. One source said she was queer. It doesn't matter. But I do think that it's interesting that she kind of got the online forum for lonely people ball rolling.
Oh, okay.
Because she was a queer Canadian woman.
Who wanted to like make friends.
Yes. And
Okay.
she coined the term incel.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So and then these folks just took it and fucking ran with it.
Yeah. So she was lonely. She was having a really hard time finding a romantic partner. And she knew that she couldn't not be the only one in this situation in her community. So she started a website called Alana's Involuntary Celibacy Project, which it kind of sounds a little tongue-in-cheek, like it's involuntarily celibate is a really funny way of saying you're just not getting any action.
In this context, I could see it as being like cheeky and funny to invite other people who are like, oh, damn, I'm also not getting laid right now. Let's see like if there are people I can connect with here.
And like support each other, give each other advice. Like, yeah, for us. So the intention was for this forum to be for people who were struggling to form loving relationships. It was very simple forum where men and women could come post about meeting people or not meeting people, share articles, and then she also had a mailing list.
Okay.
So maybe just fun like, events for singles in the area, whatever. In an interview with the BBC, she described the site as a friendly place. She said, quote, there was probably a bit of anger and some men were a bit clueless about how women are unique individual humans. Yeah. But in general, it was a supportive place.
There were some like bad actors.
I mean, when it comes to men, there's always going to be.
But for the most part, people were there to connect.
We've been pink-pilled. Have you seen that Instagram account? It's like pink-pilling my husband.
No.
It's so fun. She just records herself telling him like
feminist shit,
horrible facts about how women have been treated. And he's just like shocked.
Yeah.
It's all like brand new information, brand new concepts for him. And he's like, well, what do you mean? They asked her if she needed 100 tampons to go to space. Like, that kind of stuff. Okay, so Alana abbreviated involuntarily celibate to her first whack at it was Invcel.
No, drop the V. It's not working.
It was a good try.
We're workshopping it.
Until a friend suggested that incel was easier to say. So it almost didn't catch on. She would have kept it Invcel. The word incel used to mean anybody of any gender who was lonely, had never had sex, or who hadn't had a relationship in a long time. But we can't call it that anymore. That was Alana's description of where it came from and how grossly distorted it's become.
Well, she's got to feel a lot of things around the defiling of her little online community. It's also just like...
That's why I wanted to tell you about her, because it's like a very unlikely source for this.
Yeah.
And what she has sort of created. I mean, I think it would have happened at some point.
Well, and also like starting an online community is it can be really fun and really rewarding. But if you don't have support from, especially in sensitive spaces like around sex or relationships, if you don't have the support of like a mod team that is aligned with your vision to make sure that you're shutting down and booting people that are taking over your movement and like moving things in a direction that are not safe.
This was 1997.
So yeah, this was early internet
no
shit.
No way that she could have seen that coming.
No, and I'm not blaming her at all. It's just like a lesson in now that the evolution of the internet, we know now how bastardized pretty benign and friendly communities can become with people just taking over your fucking space and planting these wild ideas in people's heads and also inviting their friends with similar ideology to come take over the space. It's scary shit.
And people, I mean, did not dig into the psychology of like why people post online, why people need their opinions to be out there for other people, because not everyone behaves like that. It's not an impulse for everyone.
I think there's a level of narcissism to it, but there's also, I think, a level of
ego, at least.
Ego, the human drive to be important, to feel valued, to like feel part of something bigger, to feel like people see you and agree with you and support you is like very, very human. And again, it's like a bastardization of these very natural tendencies that human beings pretty much across the board share. We are community beings. We're pack animals. We want to be together and, we want to be understood. So like, I get that. But yeah, it's just, there's a dark side to all of this shit.
Yeah. Poor Alana. Okay. So by 2000, Alana was moving away from the community. She was satisfied that it would continue without her. So she just kind of like passed the torch. It's just,
she got a girlfriend.
It's its own
She's
animal
like,
now.
I don't need this anymore. Bye.
Yeah. She says, quote, I didn't notice what was going on because I wasn't paying attention. My dating life was going okay. I didn't want to think about my history as a late bloomer. So now
she grew up and moved on.
Yeah. She got a partner. She was happy. She didn't need that group in her life anymore. And she, just moved on. It's just its own running thing. Nearly 15 years later, Alana was in a bookshop reading a feminist magazine when she saw a small story about a man named Elliot Rodger. Roger, not Rogers. Whatever. Got your name wrong.
Yeah, fuck you. Don't care.
He had shot and or stabbed 6 people to death in Isla Vista, California, then shot himself. But like I said, not before writing a 141-page manifesto exploring his deep-rooted loathing of women, fueled by an intense frustration over his virginity. And then another man, like shortly thereafter, mowed down a bunch of people on a crowded street in Toronto where Alana lived.
Yep.
He killed 10 people in that incident. But before he had carried out his plan, he had posted on Facebook, quote, the incel rebellion has already begun. All hail the supreme gentleman, Elliot Rodger.
Was this Alana's first time seeing that term that she coined?
I think so. At least that's what she ties it back to.
Even fucking imagine?
The word she had coined had taken off along with a deplorable ideology.
Oh, no.
Alana felt intense guilt. She said, quote, I was pretty sad and angry. These murders happening in my own city. I have goosebumps. These murders happening in my own city made it worse, of course. I've had to go through some pain. I've asked myself, should I feel guilty? Friends have reassured me that no, I did my best back in 1997 to create a healthy and positive environment.
You were a kid on the internet. Like
I know.
Late
The
teen,
internet was a
early
kid.
20. The internet was a baby. The incels are not her fault.
The incel community in 2018 bears little resemblance to Alana's site. In particular, it refers to online groups of men who feel that they can't enter into sexual relationships. The attitude of men who visit the boards vary widely, but online they frequently vent anger against sexually prolific men who they call Chads and women who they call Stacys. More generally, incel forums often include rants aimed at feminism and women.
Yeah. And call it a male loneliness epidemic when it's really just a lack of accountability epidemic. Yeah. Take responsibility for your circumstances. And I know that there are outliers in every situation, but like, what the fuck? This is just the whole movement is to put the blame for your circumstances on everybody else, particularly women, but you.
Yeah. So that's how the word started, and also the name of a disgusting cultural concept with very violent consequences. But I do want to say one more thing about Alana. Instead of getting mad and feeling guilty and sad that her word was no longer in her control, which I'm sure she felt all those things anyway.
Yeah, she has a right to.
She created a new website called Love, Not Anger, which was a project to research how lonely people might find respectful love instead of being stuck in their anger. She says it's not an attempt to replicate her original site. Quote, you really need to have a moderated forum on this issue just to keep the violence at bay.
Yep.
And who's got the energy to moderate? Dating is hard and happens a bit later in life for some people. Some people need help learning social skills, and that doesn't mean they should be stigmatized for that difference. Alana admits she didn't expect to be doing this 20 years on from her original project. Quote, I'm hoping there will be many people who take up the banner and work for positive change for people who are lonely.
Wow. Oh.
I love her.
Yeah. And I mean, she's right. Like, there are definitely lots of people, I mean, myself included, who struggle with social anxieties. And, you know, I have less of an issue like connecting with other people, especially on a small scale. But like, there are people who really do struggle with that and do need support and could benefit a lot from learning skills and meeting other people who are also learning those skills alongside them so that they feel like they can branch out and make friends and connect with other people. That's healthy. That's community care. But then it just, it was so quick to be overrun and completely bastardized by this terrifying fucking movement.
Yeah.
That went in a direction that this poor woman could never have possibly seen coming.
Never.
Oh my, that's fascinating. I had no idea. I just assumed these men had coined that term. I had no idea. Yeah. And on one hand, I am glad that like her name is not so quickly attached to that because the movement is not her fault. It's just that particular term happened to be coined by her.
And she's like careful not to use her last name. Like
I don't
she
blame
doesn't
her.
want to be tied to that at all, which of course not. But the story and the way and just the trajectory is
that's
interesting,
wild,
to say the least.
Yeah.
So swinging hard the other way, I went to the Red Pill forum on Reddit.
What? You're braver than I am.
And when I was going, I took a screenshot of it. It's in my photos.
Okay. Should I look?
Two different windows came up, like
warning.
You. It says r/the Red Pill is quarantined. It is dedicated to shocking or highly offensive content. You agree that the use of this site constitutes acceptance of the user agreement, the privacy policy. Are you sure you'd like to continue to this quarantined community? And I clicked yes, continue.
Oh God, what did you find in there? Nothing good?
I have a few choice excerpts. I mean, obviously the ideas behind what I'm going to read to you are fucking ridiculous, but notice the language that they use, like how it's intellectualized, how there's like lots of percentages.
Yeah.
They try to like make
use
this
data,
shit
manipulate
sounds
data.
like
They're trying to legitimize their ideation.
Yes.
And then these kinds of talking points do sometimes get repeated on like a larger scale, like in politics.
Oh, yeah.
And in popular media. And it is insidious.
So the title of this post is No Woman is Ever Single. And it reads, as someone who has helped IRL friends and randoms online with their dating life, one of the biggest knowledge gaps I came across was how the average blue-pilled man viewed being quote-unquote single. Your average mid-20s single BP, blue-pilled guy, might spend weeks or sometimes even months without receiving true female interest. Statistically, he's just making this up. Statistically, he probably spends a lot of time at home playing video games, watching Netflix or YouTube, and watching porn.
Okay.
Maybe
well, there's nothing statistically about that. That's just an observation that you might have made.
Dude. Yes. Maybe he swipes on some dating apps and matches with some fives.
Fuck off.
Who barely hold a conversation with him. Maybe he even goes out to the bar/club and gets lucky once in a while. Point being, most single men operate in the space of receiving sparse crumbs of fleeting female attention and interest. The knowledge gap that I referred to earlier is that many average chumps, they use the word chump a lot. Many average chumps believe life as a single woman is the same. It is not. A red pill that many guys find hard to swallow is that whenever you bag a woman, you are taking her from someone else. You are winning a competition even if you don't realize it.
Oh, this is
in
some
2025
fucking twisted caveman logic.
Yeah. In 2025, there is no attractive woman out there who is truly single. She is talking to her ex, getting messages on Instagram, flirting with guys on dating apps, getting asked out by coworkers, getting asked out by friends and friends of friends. This type of behavior stems from women's need for attention and validation, and the fact that women can get, all caps, unlimited attention and validation on tap. This universal law applies to both whores and good girls the same. The reason why I bring this up to you guys, I give advice. The reason why I bring this up to guys I give advice to is because it's important to break that Disney fantasy.
The fantasy that any attractive woman is ever really single because other people might be interested in her and we're going to strip her of all of her autonomy of choice.
Individuality. Yes, if you want to date an attractive woman, you need to come to terms with the fact that she was not just floating in a vacuum when you found her. Forget a relationship or even sex. If you get a woman interested in you enough to go out on a date, you likely beat out at the absolute bare minimum 5+ suitors to do so.
Okay.
The numbers.
You're
just making things up.
And also, who cares? Who cares if other people were interested in her? Who cares if she's talking to her ex? She went on a date with you.
Like, you're beating out at least 5 other suitors.
Okay. I mean, bro, yuck.
Yeah.
Like, you ever wonder if all of this is why no women want to talk to you? Because I'm telling you right now, it is. I can answer this question very easily.
You're showing all your cards, my guy.
All your cards. All your cuckoo bananas cards. This is.
I went to the red pill community so you wouldn't have to.
Thank God.
I have 2 more little clips. So the title of this post was Women See AFBB as a Singular Journey of Personal Growth. So AF/BB stands for Alpha Fucks Beta Bucks. And I don't totally know what that means other than like, okay, you have to be an alpha male in order to have any sex.
In order to fuck, and beta's only bucks.
Scram.
Okay.
Like the acronyms. It drives me nuts. They're also really inconsistent with whether or not they use like connective words like of and a and make that its own letter.
Oh, for God's sake.
The consistency is all over the board, and I'm not happy with it.
No.
That's not the only thing I'm not happy with, but...
Get a copy editor, you incel fucks.
Straighten your shit out.
You beta fucks and alpha cucks or whatever the fuck you are.
Other way. Alpha fucks, beta bucks.
Don't care.
Okay, this is what this guy has to say.
Thank God. Can't wait to hear it.
Many women are not at all busy with commitment in their early 20s. They are exploring and enjoying that exploration in every sense of the word. The abundance mentality and degree to which they can be blasé towards sex is only comparable to a top 2% man, a position a man generally only arrives at after grueling effort or winning the genetic lottery. Back to the... The difference between that man and a young woman is that the abundance of a woman is mostly virtual. Most men that they are interested in are only interested in them for temporary sexual access.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense. But the way that these guys are framing their ideas and it's just nuts.
It's like they're using this specific jargon, like you said, to... It's like they're trying to intellectualize and sound smart, but when you're actually listening to what they're saying, it's the stupidest, most asinine nonsense bullshit. They just sound like idiots.
I know.
It's embarrassing.
Ugh,
guys, no.
Okay, I've got one more.
Ugh.
The title for this one is AWALT. AWALT.
Okay. That's another acronym?
Yeah. Do you want to guess?
Woman always licks toes.
You're actually really close.
No!
It stands for All Women Are Like This.
Okay.
So basically, and then there's another one called NAWALT. Not all women are like this.
Okay.
But it's just the idea that there are no exceptions. this is how women are wired.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, throwing out the window completely the wide array of genders, sexuality, the rainbow that is human sexuality.
None of that matters because these particular people aren't getting fucked. So we're going to generalize everyone else.
It's not even.
There's no room for nuance among incels.
No. Okay. So AWALT, the toughest pill to swallow is the title of this. We start out strong. All women are sluts.
Oh, well, fair. You know what? Yes. Proudly.
Their biology dictates that they want to be impregnated by a high-quality male, so they spread their legs whenever that opportunity arises and feel there is little risk and negative consequence, especially when they are young, full of hormones, and naive. The way I see it...
My important position on this subject.
There's a lot of ego. There's a lot of talking about oneself on these posts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've come to the conclusion... According to my observations...
Oh, God.
What? The way I see it, the only difference is the degree to which that sluttiness has been exercised. And this is determined by who raised them, where, who their peers were, and her personality. Basically, did anyone set a standard? Did she have opportunity to deviate from that standard? And were there negative consequences for deviating from that standard? If she had a strong bond with her father and he set a proper patriarchal frame, we'll get back to frames. That's another
buzzword
word that they use. Yeah. If she was raised in a relatively small village and so were her peers who all got into LTRs at a young age, and that's a long-term relationship.
Okay. Yep.
If she went to college, didn't join a sorority, finished her studies ASAP with good grades, and is an introverted or reserved person. If all those stars align, you might have a girl with a low body count on your hands.
Oh, not the body count conversation. It always circles back.
Yeah.
That comparison is the thief of joy, people. It doesn't matter how many people you fucked. It doesn't fucking matter.
No.
It has absolutely no bearing on your value as a person.
It sure doesn't. But you would be... screaming into the void with that opinion.
I wouldn't even bother.
So, I mean, I couldn't stomach reading a whole lot more posts, but they're really into genetic makeup.
Yep.
I mean, there was one where it was just like breaking down the plumpness of various body parts and scientifically why.
That obsession with not only the female body, but
their own
perfect visualization of self.
The Chad stuff
is such a Nazi white supremacist eugenics ideation and slippery fucking slope.
That's the reason why there is the iron pill, which is getting into working out a bunch. And a lot of these posts reference, I don't know why she didn't call me back. I've been going to the gym lately. And it's like, okay, do that for you. What are you doing?
And also, surprise, that's not the only marker of whether or not a relationship will work out. Your physicality is not the only thing.
No.
And again, this is where these things are such a slippery slope because anybody who, let's specifically take a young white boy or male who's maybe overweight or not very athletic and wants to make changes to for personal improvement reasons. And they go online seeking support, advice, and it's so easy to accidentally stumble into these types of communities where at first you might not, because you don't understand the jargon and you're not super familiar with all of the back and forth. At first, you might not identify that it's a dangerous space. Not see it.
It's some of it is slapping you in the face. You should rape women,
right?
And some of it is a lot more subtle.
Yeah, going to a forum and saying you should rape women versus you should work out and do some self-improvement.
Yeah,
I can see people going, "Whoa, I'm going to go down this pathway." because like that pathway is too much. But actually, they're just two different pathways leading to the same fucking destination.
It's the same forum. It is the same Reddit community.
Oh, God.
Okay, so like I said, the language that they use is very interesting and also something that you should absolutely be paying attention to. I think that it's important to look at that just in terms of media literacy, especially now. But there are so many like underpinning, like I was saying, like the statistics, according
Fake
to
fucking
my
statistics,
opinion,
yeah.
and in an effort to legitimize, and when you boil it down, if you asked AI to just give you a quick synopsis of that whole 2 full scrolls post, it wouldn't say anything. Okay, so here are some more acronyms. AFC stands for Average Frustrated Chump. Again, with the chump, a man who is unsuccessful with women. AMOG is the alpha male of the group. Again, of the group, but we're taking the O, not the T.
Yeah, to make it fit. Yep.
Inconsistent.
Hate it.
ASD is the anti-slut defense, which are female strategies erected to keep from seeming sexually promiscuous. I'm not a slut. I'm wearing loafers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, wow. That just came out of my... It's because a guy called me a slut and I said I'm wearing jeans and a moccasin. I was wearing little moccasin loafers. That's the guy. That was at the Blue Room in Cedar Falls and Corey was bartending. And I just said, hey, Corey, this guy just called me a slut. And he came out from the bar, bear hugged the guy who was blackout drunk. So he just kind of went limp.
Yep. Just dragged his ass right out of the bar.
He picked him up and carried him out, just fully vertical, dropped him on the sidewalk. Just like, don't fucking come back in here.
Yep. Never again. Good job,
Maybe
Corey.
I was a slut.
Well,
cares?
you were, because all women are sluts. I do subscribe to that.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
AWOS.
All women are like that.
I like AWOS. All women are sluts.
AWOS. Yeah.
Right, Beans? You're a slut.
AVFM.
AVFM
is a voice for men, which is the primary internet hub for MHRM. I missed that one. Let's figure out.
Men really need a place to be heard. Ow, ow, Beans, ow.
You're going to love what this actually means.
I don't. MHRM?
Yeah.
Male heroes read magazines.
No.
Okay.
Men's human rights movement.
No!
Men's human rights movement.
You need to watch Parks and Rec. There's an episode with a men's rights group that call themselves the Male Men. And they are so tragic and pathetic. It's so funny. We are the Male Men.
Male men. Okay, we said AWALT, all women are like that, but also NAWALT, which means not all women are like that.
Right.
The more common form, AWALT, is typically used to ascribe negative stereotypes to women, denying their individuality. AWALT is used to suggest women are all vapid, insincere, sexually promiscuous, driven by emotions rather than rationality, motivated by financial gain, etc. AWALT is also deployed to emphasize the claim that men are everything women are not. So that would be moral, rational, intelligent, loyal, honorable, and individualist.
Yeah, okay. Well, individualistic is accurate.
Carousel, also known as I do want to say that I got this from a Harvard, published paper.
Oh, no.
Carousel, also known as the cock carousel.
What?
Which is a period in a woman's life, usually in her early 20s, when she is extremely promiscuous before settling down.
Hell yeah. Get it, girl. Get on that cock carousel. Spin and spin and spin.
And then put in another quarter and take it for another spin.
Take it from the top.
Okay. DHV is demonstration of high value.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Any behavior meant to prove the high SMV, which is sexual market value of a PUA, which I think is a pickup artist.
Okay.
And then DLV is demonstration of low value. So a DLV might be showing too much interest in a quote unquote target. Don't overdo it. You're displaying DLV. Okay, and then back to the frame. I told you there was a frame. So this is a subject's perception of the situation.
Okay.
So it's how other people, specifically women, view you. If you're projecting like an unattractive frame,
sure,
if
you won't
he
be successful.
Yeah, if he attempts to influence others to accept his frame, he exerts frame control.
Jesus.
Isn't this so stupid?
It's so gross. I hate it.
So if you are able to, it's desirable to be able to exert frame control because then you are, I guess, controlling how other people view you.
Yeah.
And that it's a desirable, it's a DHV.
Honestly, there should be more like accessible information about this terminology so that people, especially people with kids, can
identify it.
Yeah, have some early intervention if they notice their children speaking like this or engaging in content like this. Because it would be very easy on the surface to just be like, what the fuck is this like Gen Z brain rot bullshit, skibbity bullshit? I don't understand it, what the kids are talking about these days.
But if you know that CC stands for cock carousel and your sixth grader is using that.
Right.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, more people should know about these terms.
Okay, so back to the AFBB, alpha fucks / beta bucks. It's an idea closely related to AWALT, all women are like that. So in this argument, all women divide men into two types, either alpha males they want to fuck or beta males that they want to use for financial and emotional support in exchange for sex.
They want
so maybe beta bucks.
Buck.
Maybe buck is like money. Beta males, financial support and emotional support in exchange for sex. Because again, all of this is transactional.
Yeah. And of course, they have to dehumanize and shame paying for sex because then you didn't earn it. You know, like an incel, you could solve the problem of your quote unquote virginity, which is sex. A construct by, hiring a sex worker. It like, obviously, you know, I don't want to subject fucking sex workers to these lunatics, but these lunatics deem that as like so below them that that's like not even an option, you know? And there are plenty of people because of disabilities or other, you know, social anxieties who to like learn how basically their sexual selves even work, engage in sex work, utilize sex work where it's a safe environment and like healthy environment to learn those things and to like connect with that part of your humanity. And there's nothing fucking shameful about that.
I think that their main beef is not, I've never had sex a single time. It's I'm not consistently getting sex from the women who I
find attractive,
walk around with every day, who are in my community.
And honestly, this like, obviously there's been major discourse around the like Sydney Sweeney, I have good genes denim ad, but like,
which is a lot more recent as we're recording than as you listener are going to listen to us talk about.
Right. But I feel like it's such a damaging approach for so many reasons because like through the context or through the lens of this incel culture shit, it's like these fucking trolls thinking that they should be pulling someone as quote unquote high value as Sydney Sweeney. And that if people like Sydney Sweeney won't give them attention, then they're going to like literally rape and pillage to like get it. But then it also sets a weird precedent with the whole like good genes thing that reinforces some of this ideation that we've discussed in here. Also reinforces in women the like, I have good genes. And if you don't have these genes, then like you'll never have what I have and you'll never look like me. And like, that's true. Most people will never look like Sydney Sweeney. And like, that's fine. We don't fucking need to look like Sydney Sweeney. It's just like the insidious undertone of this like eugenics coded language that strips away people's self-worth and their value while also opening up the door to like ideation that is deeply rooted in white supremacy and Nazi culture just getting so normalized by like companies. Like it's a propaganda machine. It's really fucking crazy. And that shit makes this shit that you're talking about, like it puts fuel on the fire, because kind of if you see an advertisement that shows someone who is as like beautiful and is the face of perfection, the blonde, white, blue-eyed face of perfection as Sydney Sweeney, and then you have this subculture of people that think this way, that, you know, talk about high value and low value and like ideal specimens, and it's like very removed from humanity. It's all about like consumption and assigned value. They literally are using terminology that's like stock market terms.
They're gamifying human romantic relationships.
And I just feel like shit like this just reinforces that, like, yeah, they have good genes. We should be focusing on finding a high value woman that fits X, Y, and Z. And then, like, you know, these fuckers want to go off about how obsessed women are with procreating and how basically you're not a woman unless you want to have a baby. But they're the ones who are out here trying to find the most high value specimen that would be worthy of their seed from behind their fucking keyboard covered in Dorito dust. Like, what the fuck? The mental gymnastics.
Don't disparage Doritos like that.
No, I know. They're so good. They're so good. Doritos are for everyone.
Doritos are for everyone. It all ties back. Misogyny is bad for everyone. And this peek behind the curtain, it is, like we were talking about, it's fascinating. It's really, there's so much I didn't know.
It's too much. It's fucking scary.
And when you start noticing it, you see it, you hear this language, you can identify it, it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's so ingrained in popular culture and all of our mass consumed media that we all see. We are all on TikTok. We all see the memes and shit on, you know, it cycles through.
Oh, yeah. It was just all over TikTok, this like man camp where like young men are paying thousands of dollars to go be like screamed at by some juiced up alpha male drill sergeant and like run through the
How
mud
to be
for
a
week.
man.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, you guys? What? And it's easy to scroll through that stuff and be like, what? That's hilarious. What the fuck? But no, these people can vote and these people can hold positions of power, and
these people can go create whites-only communities in the middle of nowhere with their own infrastructure.
While corporations are putting propaganda that like doesn't counteract that ideation out. So whether or not you believe that's a dog whistle, like, I don't care. It's a huge part of the problem.
Someone believes it's a dog whistle, and that's the fucking dogs.
Yeah, exactly. It's normalization of this way of thinking.
Well, since everything does tie back to racism, well, let's throw that in here. The word cuck, shortened from cuckold, means a man whose wife has been unfaithful. This term was first used as early as 1250.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite words. It's like all over Shakespeare. I fucking love it.
Cuck bitch.
Cuck boy bitch.
So the word cuck is widely used in the manosphere and in alt-right spaces. The term is strongly associated with the subgenre of humiliation porn, which is when a man derives sexual pleasure from watching his female partner have sex with another man.
Which, again, there is nothing wrong with cucking. If everybody is consenting, if you enjoy watching, if you get stimulation watching your partner be like pleasured by somebody else, there is nothing wrong with that. It's just like this like fucking alt-right culture has taken all of these things that they've deemed not masculine and not powerful and made them derogatory, which is why I love that word so much, because then you flip it right back on them. And then they get so triggered by being called cuck boys. Soy boy beta cucks.
Soy boy. Came across that too.
Oh, yeah.
Soy boy. Cuck is often used as an insult, especially since the idea of allowing one's partner to have consensual sex with other men goes against heteronormative notions of male sexuality, control, and ownership. In some cases, such pornography also has an interracial dimension, contributing to racist stereotypes of black men's hypersexuality and hyperphysicality.
So in the porn, it's like white men watching their white partner being cuck or being pleasured. So the white man is the cuck, and the person pleasuring her is a person of color or a black person.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Linguist Maureen Cossey has written about how cuck is used to, quote, spread covertly racist online discourse by cloaking medieval sexual logic and racial anger in misogynist humor.
Damn.
The layers, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, now I got to rethink how much I use that word.
Yeah, I mean, just be aware that there are
people using it in a much more pointed, derogatory way.
There are unspoken implications.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of talked about Chads and Stacys. Chads are the ultimate alpha, which, by the way, the alpha beta thing has been disproven. The whole wolf study, it's not real.
No.
And you're basing almost all of your acrograms on it. It's really...
Yeah, it's the vaccines causing autism of the fucking incels
Absolutely.
subgroup. Stop. It isn't real.
It's not real. Okay, ultimate alpha, Chad, they're ultra-masculine, virile, powerful, and sexually attractive man to whom Stacys and other women flock. Mm-hmm. The term Giga Chad refers to the most alpha of alpha males. Jesus Christ.
Guys, humanity is so embarrassing.
I know.
It's so cringe. I'm so embarrassed to be a person.
I know, truly.
Why
Stacey's...
wasn't I born a cat?
Oh my God. I started watching like animal psychics on TikTok. So now my feed is almost exclusively animal psychics.
I love this for you.
I love it.
It's what you need right now.
She talked to one cat who had a name like Sparky or Luna or something, like the most cat name. I know that Sparky's a cat name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she said she talked to this cat and he was like an ancient god, like has been a king, a pharaoh. He's just been all of these lives. And she's like, why did you go from that to a cat? And he was like, our time is limited. I can't expect you to understand.
You dumb bitch. Wow.
Yeah. So you can be born a cat. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Stacys are an idealization of femininity, a hyper-attractive, sexually desirable, promiscuous, but vapid woman. She is ultimately unobtainable, especially to men who are not Chads.
Mm-hmm.
The manosphere is obsessed with status, power, prestige, and hierarchy. The idea of alphas and betas is central to this, like we were just saying. This idea was originally developed by biologist David Mech in his early work on wolf packs. The alpha was argued to be the most socially dominant male, but Mech himself has since refuted this account as overly simplistic because it is, in fact, the female, matriarchs of the wolf pack are the ones who are ultimately in control.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I realize that I'm ending on kind of an abrupt note, but again, I really just wanted to keep going.
You had to stop.
I didn't have a wrap it up paragraph here.
No
but,
soft place to land for red pill crimes. Who knew?
Who knew? So yeah, be aware. Recognize the lingo and never fucking meet a man.
Yeah,
the
truly.
smell of burning trash from a nearby town.
I love that opening line. Absolutely incredible. Wow. Well, thank you. That was intense.
Yeah.
This is obviously a longer episode. It is what it is. Let's take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll come back with my case.
Great.
The Midwest is such an interesting place to live weather-wise, because all summer my converted attic bedroom is a boiler. I need to have 50 different fans on. And then suddenly out of nowhere winter hits and it's freezing. And your nighttime bedroom temperature has a pretty massive impact on your sleep quality. So if you are waking up too hot or too cold, I cannot recommend highly enough that you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets, because Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA, and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so that you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long.
2 words, self-cleaning.
Yeah, that's your spot.
That might be one compound word. It's hyphenated. Whatever. The silver that these sheets are infused with prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth. That means they stay smelling fresh longer. They're cleaner, up to 3 times longer than other sheets. And there's just no more gross odors. It's not going to smell like a boy's dorm room. Like Amanda said, the temperature that your body's at has such a huge impact on your quality of sleep. So these silver-infused fabrics, again, inspired by NASA, Women in STEM, Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, whether that's hot, cold, whatever, so you're going to get better quality sleep every single night. And back to the silver stuff.
Come on.
It's time to stop sleeping on bacteria.
Seriously.
It's real gross. Bacteria can clog your pores, can cause breakouts, acne. With Miracle, you can sleep clean. These sheets are also luxuriously comfortable, and they don't have that crazy high price tag of other luxury brands. And they feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. I love how they just feel really cool to the touch. They do feel like those very high quality, like high thread count luxury sheets, but I mean, even better because those babies aren't thermoregulating.
Yeah, and we have been using them for a while. Like, we wash them regularly. They continue to feel so soft and luxurious wash after wash. I'm really impressed with their quality. So upgrade your sleep as the weather is changing. Go to trymiracle.com/gals to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code GALS at checkout, you'll get a free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/gals and use code GALS to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/gals to treat yourself. And thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. I don't know about you, but I'm in like 500 different group chats, and that was not what I thought would fill my reading quota for life. And you know, you got work, you got errands, you got whatever the group chat is spiraling about in any given moment. Life rarely slows down, and while we might be doing a lot of like reading in our everyday life, it's not the kind of reading that is really gonna just fill your cup, okay? You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to arise. Romance is ready when you are, babe. Read all about it. Whether it's a quick escape or an all-night reading binge, Galatea puts steamy, swoon-worthy stories right at your fingertips.
Galatea is a reading app where anyone craving a little me time can dive into a library of romance stories that leave you feeling recharged and fulfilled. There are over 1,000 bestsellers to choose from shifter romance to bad boy billionaires, forbidden love, maybe like a milkmaid farmhand situation.
Get it?
A slow burn fantasy, teen drama, and so much more. If you can think it, they've got it.
Yeah.
Galatea is home to original series and standalone stories with an exclusive catalog of best-selling authors. With new chapters and series dropping every single week, there's always something new to explore. Over 30 million people have fallen in love with reading on Galatea. Join now to indulge in stories that make you feel like yourself again.
Right now, Galatea is offering our listeners an extra 25% off on top of an already irresistibly affordable subscription when you go to galatea.com/gals. That's GALATEA.com/gals to indulge in unlimited stories for even less. Galatea.com/gals.
Do you have the illusion that you have big bucks to spend or tons of time in the kitchen to also spend on making delicious food at home?
Yeah, I did. I did have that.
It's finite. It's finite. And when you use every plate, you're gonna maximize that money and that time. You get restaurant level deliciousness week after week with recipes like crispy buffalo ranch chicken and cheesy Mexican street corn hash.
Yum.
Yum. Every single box of every plate that I get has something new. It's gonna teach me like a new way of cooking something or like new ingredient combinations that just build my confidence in the kitchen and also make these quick weeknight meals super duper easy. Takes all the stress out of it.
I am obsessed with this. I usually will order a box for 4 people, even though it's just me and Bill, because then I can get like leftovers and extras.
I love leftovers.
Yeah, out of each meal. And it's not even just like new ways to cook things. It just makes cooking so much more approachable and easier. I've got something on my list for this week. Girl, they have these cheeseburger crunchy wraps. It's like a burger crunch wrap. It's like this juicy, cheesy. It's got the caramelized onions.
I'm too hungry for this.
You're like toasting the wrap so it gives you that crunch. It's got pickles in it.
Oh my lord.
You're making potato wedges on the side. It looks so spectacular. I cannot wait to eat this. Like
the cheese pull on that thing.
Seriously, we like need to wrap this up immediately so I can go make it. And honestly, even if the food wasn't so good, like that is just an incredible bonus on top of the fact that if you're going with every plate, you're going to spend less on flavor-packed homemade meals than you would on like your normal groceries or at a restaurant. You're going to reduce your waste because you're not buying like that whole pack of whatever to just need
cilantro.
Yeah,
a whole
to eat
bush
3
of
leaves
cilantro.
off of it. Yeah, they send you the portioned out ingredients, so it's like you're not throwing away food, which is so frustrating to have to do. And you're going to get out of that rut. If you're cooking the same things over and over again, you could really up your dinner game in 30 minutes or less with Every Plate's clear, easy to follow recipes. Frankly, thanks to Every Plate's constantly rotating weekly recipes that are delivered to your door, you're always going to have the best answer to what's for dinner.
What's for dinner, Mom?
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? Dig into these flavor-packed meals your household will love. New customers can enjoy the special offer of only $1.99 a meal. Go to everyplate.com/podcast and use code GALS199 to get started. Applied as discount on first box, limited time only.
Okay, so my case doesn't go into the incel culture of the red pill, but more of a literal use of the term as it has appeared in court under the Matrix defense, which is a thing.
Honestly, I'm glad that you aren't covering what one might expect from this. We get enough of that.
Well, it's also a horrifying story, but you know, it's not so much
an Elliot Rodger thing.
Not quite. It easily could have become that.
Okay.
I'll just get into it and you'll see kind of what I'm talking about. So,
okay.
To paint a picture and to kind of understand the Matrix defense, imagine being so immersed in a fictional world that it blurs the lines of your own reality. Incel culture, for example. So for 19-year-old Joshua Cook in 2003, that world was the Matrix.
Oh.
On a Monday evening in February.
Meaning the movie?
Meaning the movie.
Okay.
On a Monday evening in February after dinner with his adoptive parents, so he was adopted, Cook went to his bedroom at their little home in Oakton, Virginia. He was listening to Bodies by Drowning Pool on his headphones, which like girls sing.
Is that?
My bodies hit the floor. Yeah.
I love that song.
I know, it's a great song. He looked at a few prominent things in his bedroom, including his Matrix poster and his shotgun.
Ooh.
And made a decision. Cook donned combat boots and a black jacket like Neo, the hero of the Matrix.
Oh, no.
He filled his pockets with shotgun shells, picked up the 12 gauge that he had bought. He's 19. He was able to buy this legally. And he bought that gun because it looked like one in his favorite Matrix movie poster. So that was the only reason he bought
like
that gun.
The long, like one-handed one?
Shotgun, yeah. And he marched downstairs. He would later describe feeling, quote, like a zombie with no emotion at all as he carried out his plan, which, according to Cook himself in an interview with Piers Morgan, that he, quote, wanted to end my life and theirs, his parents' lives.
Oh, my God.
He walked downstairs and shot his mother, Margaret, in the chest as she turned from her computer to face him and, like, acknowledge him. His father, Paul, was in another room on the phone with Cook's little sister or older sister, Tiffany. Paul tried to take cover, but Cook fired at his father multiple times. One report said he shot him 7 times.
Ooh.
And Paul could not escape the gunfire. Tiffany, on the phone, heard, quote, popping sounds and then heard the sound of the phone hitting the ground. She thought she heard her mother say in the background, "Josh, you wouldn't." Cook then picked up the phone, and when Tiffany asked, "Josh, what are you doing? Let me talk to Daddy," he hung up on her.
Oh my God.
He later reloaded the weapon, returned downstairs, and shot his mother in the face, then stepped over his body to shoot his father in the head one more time.
Oh my God.
Afterward, he went to his room, he had a Coca-Cola, and he called 911 to tell the police what he had done.
Oh no, I'm having a Coca-Cola.
Well,
but my parents aren't here.
Thank God.
That's good. And I don't know the
And you don't own a gun.
Gun safe. There are guns in our gun safe downstairs.
Oh, I guess they are.
But I don't know the code. I don't know the code to get in.
That's for the best.
Not helpful to me.
No. From the recorded 911 call, he said, quote, "I just shot my parents, just blew them away with a shotgun."
Oof. In the face.
Yeah.
No.
He then told 911 dispatchers that he did not want to be shot by police, so he would be waiting for them unarmed. Paul and Margaret were loved, like very loved in their neighborhood. They were Christian and they were very involved with their congregation. Everybody was in their community was fucking devastated and like shocked.
Jesus.
So this is from the Washington Post. Quote, "The Cooks were popular fixtures in the neighborhood where they had lived since 1987, especially last weekend." So this would have been the weekend before their murder. They were murdered on a Monday night. And just the weekend, that weekend leading up to that day, there'd been like a big snowstorm. This says, "When Paul Cook was offering his snowblower to anyone who needed it, neighbors said they saw the family earlier Monday as everyone dug out of their driveways, and they suspected no trouble whatsoever. Joshua Cook even volunteered to help a neighbor, Philip Terzian, and his family finish clearing their driveway on Monday. Then, quote, Paul came over to offer his snowblower," Terzian said. "We talked about the storm. He was a very affable guy." Terzian said the Cooks were very protective of their two children. Quote, "They took the trouble to send them to a religious school, Way of Faith Christian Academy in Fairfax County. And they, quote, kept them on a short leash. Josh is neat, pleasant, polite, looks you in the eye. He's very conscious of being dutiful to his parents."
Oh my God, that makes it so fucking creepy.
It just made no sense to anybody. Like, what could possibly compel a young man to kill his family in cold blood while his sister literally listened on the phone? And like, he gave an interview years later from prison. And I did watch that interview. You know, I'm always like, obviously, I get a little bit like around like devoutly religious homes, kids going to religious schools, like kids being under strict parentage. But there was nothing that indicated any kind of abuse. This was their family's parenting style. His parents were people of color, and this was where they found community, and they were devoted to their faith. And that's not on its surface a bad thing. And that's not on its surface does not indicate that anything like troublesome was going on in their home. This is how some families operate. It is what it is. And he never outright said that there was like something going on in the house that compelled him to do this. So I just wanted to clarify that. So news outlets shortly after his arrest began to buzz about the, quote, Matrix defense.
So he, even way later, he didn't give any kind of reason or justification. It was just something he did.
I mean, he does, and we'll get to it.
Okay.
So before Cook's trial, a court-appointed psychologist evaluated him, and it was noted that his birth parents both had schizophrenia and were both deceased. So there were mental health issues in his like birth family, but he didn't know that. He didn't know about his birth family's psychological history, and we'll get back to that too. In the report that the court-appointed psychologist made, the psychologist stated that he, quote, harbored a bona fide belief that he was living in the virtual reality of the Matrix. His defense attorneys filed a motion putting forth the claim that Cook, quote, did believe he was in a virtual reality world similar to the Matrix, unquote, at the time that he did this. So what exactly is the Matrix defense? Basically, it's a legal defense based on the premise of the Matrix film franchise, which posits that reality is actually a computer-generated simulation, which, like, a lot of people do buy into.
Yeah.
I don't actually buy into it, but I have absolutely dabbled in simulation theory. It's very much a thing that people have explored. A defendant using this defense claims that they committed a crime because they believed they were in a simulated world, like the Matrix, and not in the real world, which opens the conversation around if a defendant understood the consequences of their actions. if they believe to be acting under the control of a third-party programming, potentially, and also infinite possibilities of what could be going through someone's mind if they truly don't believe that this is real. Like, there are parts of the Matrix where, like, things will happen and then the Matrix kind of, like, resets. And all of the stuff,
glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, all of the stuff that happened the day before has been like wiped and recoded or whatever. And so they're like, no, there's no consequences for shooting this person because I'm going to go to sleep and wake up and everything's going to be back the way that it was reset under the simulation.
Oh, Jesus.
So the idea is that they might allege they never intended death for their victim because they believed the victim would still be alive in the other reality or that the reality would reset.
It was just like jumping into a video game and playing with no consequences.
Right. And this strategy is just kind of nestled under the umbrella of an insanity defense, but with slightly more specific context to a defendant's mental state.
Like, wouldn't it be more beneficial to the defense to just blanket it under a mental illness?
Which it is. I mean, it's essentially an insanity plea, but with like more detail and more context to, hopefully for the defense, paint a picture of the defendant's mental state at the time that they committed the crime. It's just like a hyper-specific insanity plea.
Yeah.
And Cook was not the first nor the last to attempt to pin a crime on the influential film. And whether or not it was like Cook specifically or his defense team after the evaluation and his connection with the Matrix, why he chose that gun, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think that was more his defense team taking his statements and going, okay, this is the defense strategy, than him going explicitly, I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I was in the Matrix. That's my understanding.
Yeah. Well, I would kind of hope that that's how it shook out, because if he truly was on a break from reality, then he probably wouldn't be thinking, I'm in the Matrix.
Right.
Like, that'll sit well with a jury.
Yeah.
So
at this time, he was the third killer to use it or come close to using it in court. Others around that time succeeded in pleading insanity using the Matrix defense, landing them in mental health treatment facilities rather than prisons. And I have a little breakdown of 3 prominent examples. Tonda Lynn Ashley, an Ohio woman, shot her landlord and employer to death in 2002. Afterwards, she began talking about the Matrix, alluding to the idea that she didn't think she was actually committing murder in reality. She told police, quote, they commit a lot of crimes in the Matrix. That's where you go to sleep at night and they drug you and take you somewhere else. And then they bring you back and put you in bed. And when you wake up, you think that it's a bad dream. She was found not guilty by reason of insanity. Vadim Maizages, a Swiss exchange student who shot his landlord in May of 2000. He then...
Everyone's shooting their landlords.
I know. Well, I mean, don't. But also, I get it.
I mean, it's someone you're usually mad at.
Right. And in pretty regular, potentially contact with.
Yeah.
Don't shoot your landlord, and also don't do this. He then skinned and dismembered her body before dumping it.
Ooh, that's a hell of a video game, dude.
Yeah, he was also a meth user, so he blamed some out-of-control meth use and his fear of getting, quote, sucked into the Matrix as the reason behind the killing. He was found not guilty by reason of insanity and declared mentally incompetent to stand trial. Even Lee Boyd Malvo, one of the DC snipers, who along with John Allen Muhammad killed 10 people in 2002, blamed the movie for his actions. Malvo, then a teen, told FBI agents that, quote, the Matrix held the key to understanding him. He even wrote in his jail cell, quote, free yourself of the Matrix. You are a slave to the Matrix control.
Oh, my Lord.
While his attorneys initially planned to include the movie's ideas in their insanity defense, they ultimately opted not to, but it had been a prominent part of his own statements. Given the handful of these defenses that emerged shortly after the 1999 film's release, Warner Brothers Pictures even issued a statement in 2003 calling, quote, any attempt to link these crimes with a motion picture is disturbing and irresponsible.
Oh my God.
This isn't real. Like,
Warner Brothers issues a statement.
Please stop using this.
Oh, it's giving our movie kind of a bad name.
Yeah.
Did you look into like how the people who wrote and directed The Matrix I mean, is this the first time that like anyone has posited that we are all asleep and under the control of a sentient machine?
No. Simulation theory has been discussed in a lot of different ways for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's when, I mean, The Matrix came out at like a boom of computer technology being accessible in the home. And so that just kind of sparked like an evolution of an existing theory about like what is reality, basically. These are just questions that philosophers have been asking forever.
Yeah. But this just sort of gave it a name more.
It gave it a name and packaged it in such a way that I think really connected with people who unfortunately were struggling with their mental health already. And so they were extracting things from a fiction, The Matrix, that they were then applying to their own circumstances, and it seemed to just like fit for them with whatever was going on with their own mental health. And I think so, like, no, this is not the first time that like simulation theory had been discussed in a pretty broad scale capacity, but it was
the timing was
super on par with like this tech boom in access to information, access to computers in your house, you know, like it all
like kind of like a, in general, like a cyberpunky in pop culture, just kind of that futuristic Y2K.
100%. It was all part of that whole
cultural flashpoint.
So,
and it was a great movie. I mean, when it came out, it was
fucking
fantastic.
Good. The original Matrix is good. So, like you said, these cases beg the question, why this film and why a spurt of similar cases? And this is where the idea of being red-pilled kind of comes into play. It's like, again, like red pilling or going down a rabbit hole or getting involved in like a subculture is not new. That was happening long before The Matrix. But then here's this like really popular, pretty beautifully packaged terminology, literally handed to Neo on a silver tray.
Yeah.
And people are going to connect with it and co-opt it and make it like, you know, the name of their movement.
Yeah.
So Neo is offered a choice between a red pill, which would reveal the truth about the simulated reality, and a blue pill, which would allow him to remain in blissful ignorance. For some, being red-pilled implies gaining a profound, often unsettling understanding of a deeper truth or reality. And think of how long that has been a part of regular human culture, is like conspiracy and power dynamics and, you know, discussion around that and war around that and control, all of these things. But then when you bring in the element of mental health issues, especially schizophrenia, where your brain is wired to like see patterns in things or, you know, believe delusions, essentially, to then see a movie where it's like
all that is validated.
Validating. And I'm not saying, again, please do not mistake what I'm saying here as like the media is dangerous and people watching movies like this and playing violent video games makes you violent. No, I don't believe that. I think that art is subjective and people connect with different things for different reasons. But I'm saying this because I understand why people who are already kind of wired to perceive things on it within the version of their own reality, which may not be aligned with what the rest of us see.
Susceptible to paranoia.
Yes. When you're already susceptible to that and already believing that things are happening around you that you can't understand and that other people aren't seeing and you're the only one who sees the truth. And then you see this movie where it's like, oh shit, I must have taken the red pill. I see this is real. I'm really in the Matrix. It's not.
God, that is so fucking fascinating.
It's not a big leap.
It's not.
It's really not. It makes a lot of sense to me, actually, from a psychological standpoint. So this expert, Adam Langford, explained that, quote, the Matrix films offer themes attractive to many viewers. The idea that dissatisfaction with life is due to, quote, powerful and manipulative forces, which, like, a lot of that control. Is true.
Someone put you here.
Right. Or your circumstances, like oppression, government overreach, like all of these things, everyday people can absolutely connect with that. That, quote, escape is possible, and that, quote, fighting back will be empowering and heroic. He noted that while these movies influence psychologically healthy fans, It's, quote, not surprising that these movies might influence some severely mentally ill people as well. Langford added that the film's themes, where, quote, morality is blurred, are appealing for defense attorneys arguing insanity, which often involves proving a client couldn't distinguish right from wrong. So the movie's framing of violence as morally justified is a tempting angle, plus this specific film's unique approach of this reality isn't real. You're the only one who can see it. Like, it makes sense why a defense would be like, they thought they were in the Matrix.
Also, everyone has seen that movie, so it's a very simple concept to communicate to a jury.
Yeah, when you think about it, what we're discussing is, as the Matrix defense, is a very complex conversation around mental health and people's, versions of reality and what realities they're experiencing. But when you just call it the Matrix defense, like you said, it kind of wraps it up in this pretty easily accessible picture of like, oh, okay, I can wrap my head around exactly what they're talking about without having to do what we've done and take 2 hours to break down every little piece of it.
The blurring of the morality thing is really interesting. And especially a defense attorney seizing on that and being like, oh, well, like, throw this in. It's reasonable doubt. It's very easy reasonable doubt.
Yeah. And then this answers...
I would say very easy, but like easily deliverable.
This answers another part of your question too, because the Matrix defense is not the first time like a film has been referenced as a defense in court. So it's said that it's seen as a descendant of the notorious taxi driver defense, where in 1981, John Hinckley attempted to assassinate President Ronald Reagan, aiming to impress Jodie Foster, an actress from the 76 film Taxi Driver, where she was a child sex worker.
She was like 14.
Yeah, and this guy was obsessed with her. I think I've covered him before, actually.
Yeah.
Hinckley's lawyers blamed the film's influence, which features a man trying to assassinate a political candidate. Hinckley was found not guilty by reason of insanity, sparking significant controversy and leading to the Insanity Defense Reform Act of 1984, which made it significantly more difficult to be found guilty by reason of insanity.
I forgot about that fucking guy.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster.
So despite...
She is beautiful.
She is. Despite the attempts, Adam Langford emphasizes that while some people are, quote, powerfully influenced by the role models they see in the news, on television, and in the movies, and in video games, this fact alone is, quote, not sufficient for proving legal insanity, inability to distinguish right from wrong, or inability to control one's behavior. He also states that there's no clear evidence that movies of any kind influence violent behavior. In fact, over recent decades, violence in entertainment has increased while violence in society has decreased, suggesting, quote, no simple cause and effect relationship overall. Langford suggests that high-profile crimes like mass shootings where media contagion is supported by evidence are linked to real, quote, idols like previous mass shooters rather than fictional characters. So he's like, when people are really taking something or being inspired by something, it's often somebody that did the thing in real life that they then recreated.
Yeah.
It's not people wanting to be like Neo.
That character in a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
It's usually coming from real world influences and real world events like these fucking incels. Like you said, there's like a whole pill for the mass shooting, choice, quote unquote.
Going ER.
Yes. In Joshua Cook's case, despite the initial Matrix defense strategy, he eventually took legal responsibility for the murders. And it didn't, they say eventually, but it didn't take him long. On June 24th, 2003, he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of using a gun in a felony. He was later sentenced to 40 years in jail, so he is still in prison now. His defense attorneys, Rachel...
Only 40 years, well...
Yeah, it was 2, like, concurrent... Is that what it is? Concurrent, when you do it at the same time. 32-year sentences plus 8 additional years for the using a gun in a felony charge. I think it's because he was so young.
How old was he?
19.
Oh.
So, you know, he won't get out until he's in his 60s.
Jesus.
Almost 70. Or no, late 50s, early 60s.
There are 2 more Matrices to watch.
3 more. There's 2 in the original trilogy, and then they did a reboot, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe don't watch those.
Well, he's in a much different place now. We're about to get to it.
Oh, good.
He was later sentenced to 40 years in jail. His defense attorneys, Rachel and Manny Fierro, expressed disappointment that he would not get the, quote, proper treatment and counseling that he needs. Now, he gave, like I said earlier, he gave an interview to Piers Morgan. And I did watch it. And you know how I feel about how under-resourced this country is when it comes to wraparound care and support. Mm-hmm. And Joshua, and I don't know if his adoptive family did or did not know this, but certainly Joshua had no idea about his birth parents' mental health history. He did not know that they both struggled with schizophrenia. And having received that information, basically during court, like during his evaluation, he didn't know until he was in custody that his parents both suffered from schizophrenia, his birth parents. So he also felt that having that information coupled with earlier intervention could have prevented this from happening. And I do agree with that. Mm-hmm. He was not well. He was and not.
Both of his birth parents had schizophrenia.
He's 19. That's like totally on time for when 19 to 25, like 18 to 25 is when a lot of those symptoms can start to present. He was not equipped with the information to know, oh, wait, maybe this way that I'm thinking isn't healthy and is genetic, and maybe I could get some help. Mm-hmm. And again, I want to believe his adoptive parents didn't know either. And that's why there weren't resources provided to him. But, you know, he looks back on it and he's like, I don't think this would have happened if I had had help. And I agree.
Yeah. I mean, who's to say? We'll never know.
We'll never know. What's done is done. But I feel for him in that regard. Mm-hmm. And while he holds that frustration of not being helped, he's also clear that he is accountable for his actions, that people cannot blame violent media for outbursts of behavior and can acknowledge the role that they could play in the mental health of already struggling people. Mm-hmm. He said himself, quote, I wish people had seen the signs in me beforehand before I did what I did. It's honestly heartbreaking on all sides. During his sentencing, Cook read from a prepared statement, not looking up at his family or the judge, saying, quote, I wish I could turn back time. Every day I think of that Monday night and I get sad. I feel terrible about what happened to them. I apologize to my family, and I pray to God that one day he will forgive me. The prosecution argued that Cook's actions after the murder, such as telling 911 that he would be unarmed because he didn't want to be shot, demonstrated that he did know exactly what he was doing. They also found papers in his room printed from websites about serial killers and the death penalty. I think that those are not necessarily mutually exclusive when it comes to mental health. I think that if he was already struggling and already starting to engage with media and websites and information that was kind of aligned with where his mental state was at that time, that it doesn't necessarily mean, like, I think that a lot of people want to put premeditation on as a big smoking gun against an insanity plea. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I think some of the premeditation can be revealing of how we got to this point. Where was your mind at? What were you engaging with that like reinforced these thoughts? And how did you get from I'm feeling some type of way and I'm watching the Matrix and I'm connecting with that to I've bought a shotgun and I'm going to kill my family. Like, I think that all of that is part of an insanity plea, and that insanity doesn't just necessarily mean you snap and you don't know what you've done. I was just going
to say that. It doesn't have to be a sudden onset.
It's a rabbit hole.
And then like, you're crazy for 45 minutes while you shoot people. And then like, you're not crazy anymore.
I feel like that's really rare. But these rabbit holes of engagement in things that are aligning with your unwell current state of mind can reinforce those unwell thoughts and ideations and then make you more insane. Mm-hmm. That's what I think that is indicative of.
It compounds.
Yes, agreed. So years later from prison, Cook offered a stark reflection. He said that if he had an assault weapon instead of a shotgun, quote, things would have been much worse. He believes he, quote, would have gone to the mall that night or to one of my old high schools the next morning and killed as many people as I possibly could.
Oh, Jesus.
He now calls for assault weapons to be banned. Cook also reached out to others who might be experiencing similar dark thoughts, urging them to seek help. Quote, I've been where you are. You don't know the pain you'll cause. Therapy, medication, and as an adult, his relationship with God are what he credits for where he is now. Though he was clear that access to therapy in the prison system is incredibly lacking. So he's like, I'm not, at least at the time of his Piers Morgan interview, he was like, I'm not like on meds now. But when I first came to prison, I was on medication and antidepressants and I was like doing therapy. Now I'm kind of like in my routine. He's like, I found God. I pray a lot. You know, I pray every day. Prayer works. Like he's found a routine. He's engaged in what little community he has behind bars. And that's like keeping him in a stable place mentally. I hope that
kind of lucky that he is
lucky.
able to find that grounding, because I'm sure a lot of people are either more unstable than him or they just don't have the same structure.
Yeah, it's
people are suffering.
Well, and the prison system is not made to heal.
No.
Which is, you know, ultimately what he needed in the long term was to heal from where he was when he was capable of making such a horrific choice. So that when he is released as an older man, he will have the tools to be able to handle, you know, being back in society and not making similar choices. And I want to believe that that's possible. He seems to have come a long way, but it's telling that he says, you know, those resources are not readily available to me here. And so I hope he will seek them out when he does, you know, eventually be released. He has advocated from prison about the easy availability of guns, knowing that he, as a struggling 19-year-old, had all too easy a time buying a shotgun and ammunition. I fucking agree with that. You know, we know it's too easy for people to get their hands on firearms in this country, and shootings remain a leading cause of death in the United States, regardless of all the data and research that shows that our lax gun laws and easy access continue to directly increase that problem. Like we know why this fucking happens, but we just won't legislate against it.
Yeah.
The powers that be.
There's too much money in the lobbying.
Exactly. But yeah, I just thought it was really interesting that like he took accountability. He's owned everything that he's done. He basically, his defense was working on this insanity plea, and he was like, you know what? No, I'm going to plead guilty. And while in prison, he has clearly done a lot of work on himself to get himself healed and get himself regulated, and then also been doing advocacy work so that he can hopefully, you know, share his story so that this doesn't happen to other families. And I think that there's something honorable about that. I think that, you know, he's going to have to live the rest of his life with the reality that he killed the only parents he'd ever known.
In a really, really violent way.
And devastating way. And
I mean, does he remember doing it?
I think so.
So then he's probably fucking traumatized.
I'm
with
sure
that
he
too.
is. But he's, you know, he talked pretty openly in that Piers Morgan interview about like his mental state at the time, that he was not well, that he was disturbed, and that he didn't know, you know, basically nobody warned him. It's like if we had those early interventions, especially if he had access to the like health history of his birth family, there maybe could have been earlier intervention. We'll never know, but I want to believe that for future people, that's always possible, that we can provide the right resources to get people what they need before things get so bad and so detached from reality that people become capable of acts of violence. And again, most people who struggle with mental health, including schizophrenia, which gets, you know, demonized in the media all the time, are much greater risk to themselves than they are to anybody else. This is another one of those cases where, like, yes, it's applicable, but it's not the rule. It's an exception. Most people who struggle with their mental health are not violent and not a danger to other people. And people can become violent with untreated mental health issues. And he was 19. He's hormonal. Everything in his brain is still growing and changing.
His schizophrenia is kicking in.
It's like, I have empathy for this person. I do. Yeah. And I'm devastated for his family.
Yeah. It's complicated. It can be complicated.
Fucking complicated. It's a lot. But anyway, red pill crimes.
Yay! And I also like that, kind of like Alana, after the damage was done, he's trying to do a little bit to try to make up for it.
Yeah.
And use the rest of your life to contribute in hopefully impactful ways that prevent shit like this from happening again.
Mm-hmm. What an F. Oof. My God. We had to. There's so much.
There's so much. Well, it won't be quite as long if you are subscribed to Uncorked, because you will have listened to this ad-free.
Damn
and if
right.
you want some more information, go to our website, wineandcrimepodcast.com, and click on Uncorked.
Yeah.
I think. Or maybe it's support.
No, it's
I don't know.
We have an Uncorked tab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't take any pills. Do make that fucking cocktail.
Well, but also take your meds.
Take your
meds. Do take your pills.
Don't take any like unmarked red, delicious looking pills.
Yeah. Maybe that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Danielle Sylvan. Music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell. Editing by Jonathan Camp. Our production manager is Andrea Gardner. For photos, sources, and other resources, head to wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can follow us on all the socials at Wine and Crime Pod. If you'd like to show your support and get access to all sorts of wine-fueled bonus content, check out our premium channel at wineandcrimepodcast.com/uncorked. Cheers!